Yo, welcome back, guys. Day 2 in a row. We're streaming. I've had a big day, productive day. I just got back from the gym. I'm actually going to a credit union later. So we've got a little over an hour and a half, I think, to stream. It's Friday. It's a full moon. So I guess it's spooky, right? We're gonna do the classics. We're gonna look what's going on in crypto today. Probably glance over the news. There's been some interesting, substantial news lately. We'll even talk about what a full moon might mean. You're welcome to be skeptical. You're welcome to disagree or doubt it. Sounds silly, but we'll take a look and see if there really is a connection. I did a video on it before, but when in Rome. It is Friday, so CME will be closing in just a few hours. We have weekend ahead. I hope you guys have plans. I hope you're ready to enjoy the weekend. Whew. Man, I am out of shape. I beat myself up. Anyway, let's see. Smash the likes. Let's get it hyping. We're not at our normal time. Actually, we are at our normal time, but I scheduled this out, and weirdly, I feel like that is somehow like making it, I don't know, lower viewers or something. It's weird. Who knows? If you keep smashing the likes and you subscribe and you engage with the live stream, YouTube will show this to more people, and hopefully we'll get unshadow banned. If we're shadow banned, who knows? So let's jump into some TA right after we update on our trade. And I did a lot of tweaking, not just with the trade, but actually with my connection. Hopefully we're not going to have the same issues we had yesterday. Fingers crossed. Let me know if it happens. And I also have a feeling it might have something to do with having these tabs open on these exchanges. I realized how much data is constantly going through them, how that might bog down the connection at times. So with our live stream trade, we are short. We've been short. It's not super comfortable, but we're virtually exactly where we were yesterday price-wise. Our short's currently down about 8%. I did shuffle some things around. So I added a smoother taking profit strategy to the downside on the short. And I added some bigger orders and I increased them a little bit here. So basically, if price just dumps out of the sky and we start filling these orders, by the time price reaches 15,400, we will have gone from over 325 contract short to just about 100. So we'll have sold off or taken profit on 225-ish of those. And if price then goes lower, and again, I'm not even suggesting this is what I think is happening, but this is just how I'm going to play it. This is my hedge. But if it does go lower, down to say 13.9, we then will be long. And that actually, despite being an awesome trade and we'll have pocketed a bunch of money from the short, will be a pretty uncomfortable situation. If something like that happens, there's likely to be a wick that could liquidate us very quickly in either direction. So it's a pretty ballsy play. I don't know if you want to play it the way I am. And I actually added a new order at 10,900. I realized I didn't have a substantial order at 10,750, 10,005, the most major macro support for Bitcoin from the last bull run. So I added that, and I did actually mess around a little bit. I realized I might have gotten liquidated the way I had these set up. Right now, our liquidation price is 29,000. As we add, and if price goes up towards our liquidation, as we add here, we're going to be bringing our average price, our entry price up, and that's going to move our liquidation price up. This is also kind of a risky gambling. I don't know, gambling is the word, but this is a risky ballsy play. Here's all the orders. If you pause it, you'll see there's no overlapping labels. You'll be able to see them. But let's move into the charts because nothing has happened there on that trade. Basically, I moved around some limit orders, but nothing substantial has changed price-wise. It's Friday. It's a full moon. If it's gonna happen, today's not a bad day. Not a bad day. Let's see. Biggest gainer sell still up at number 1 for the week with 107%. I wouldn't touch this with someone else's money. Near Protocol holding on to some of those gains. Looks like the kind of wild card here today is HOBI, HT, a token I don't believe we've ever actually looked at during our live stream. I don't think we've ever charted it. This is Hobis, I don't know how to say it. This is their token for their exchange. Obviously super centralized. It looks like it's an ERC20. But man, it's done some moving. I wonder if this has to do with, what was I reading? We'll have to look at the news. There's some kind of news about maybe Hobai getting like an offer to get bought out or something, maybe by FTX. We'll get to that. You can see, even zooming out to like a year chart, this has been pretty brutal. See behind me, it's pretty much just down, sideways down. Ooh, actually goes back farther. I didn't realize that they had a token in 2018. And it was trading at $2, now it's trading at $4. That's actually pretty wild. So in the last 24 hours, it's moved from $4 to a high of $5.60. That doesn't sound that big, but that's actually over a 50% gain. That's pretty big. I'm not interested at all in buying this, but maybe we'll take a look at the chart and see if maybe there's a potential trade there. Interesting. The security has pretty good ratings from CoinGecko. I guess you have to cover your butt if you're gonna have an exchange token like that. Let's see. Big market cap. Bitcoin relatively where it was, down 1% from 24 hours. Ethereum net zero. Stablecoins being stable. Looks like BNB dropping slightly more, which kind of lines up. BNB has been strong, been performing very strongly actually over the last week or two. XRP, Cardano, Solana, all down about 1.5% over the last 24 hours. Are there any kind of wild cards? Not really. Not really. That's interesting. We'll have to pull up the HT chart by the time we're done here. Let's take a look at this news really quick. GM, Sam Bankman-Fried, crypto savior. It does kind of seem like Sam is playing a little crypto savior, and for some reason that's popular in crypto. I don't know if you guys were around long enough to remember Roger Ver. I don't know if he called himself Crypto Jesus or like if other people did, but it was really weird. It was a very strange thing in general. And so I don't know. There's something to do with crypto and like kind of that religious holiness that people seem to want to mash together. Not really my jam. Data derivatives, Ethereum may rally abruptly, sell the news event. Guys, I'm going to be real with you. From day one on this Ethereum merge 2.0, whatever, they've rebranded talk on this channel, and I haven't changed my tune. I'm not bullish on it. You're welcome to be, and you're welcome to disagree. But now we're seeing these news articles like, is this a sell the news event? And that actually confuses me because they're not supposed to write that beforehand if it is. But I don't know how anything could be more of a sell the news event. Basically, you have this chasing white whale that you're going after for years and years and years, and it's just always right out of your reach, but it's coming. Like, everyone's watching for this. Everyone was hyped on Ethereum last year, and that hype is still here. And I don't know. I'm just not bullish on it. I'm definitely not just market dumping my Ethereum. I hold plenty of Ethereum. I don't really plan on changing that. We'll see kind of as the merge happens. Maybe I'll make a decision, but at this point, I have no interest really in selling any more of my Ethereum at this price point. Who cares about these things? Boring, boring, boring. ShipDev replies to user who wants coin to quote go up. That's like the best piece of news I've ever seen. That's just classic. There was something good here, but I guess I lost it. I might not be able to find it. Ooh, Justin's sons plot to divide Ethereum off to a rocky start. Maybe they're going to start writing articles about me. Tom Crown's plot to divide the Ethereum people. Yeah. There's something really interesting. This one's interesting. This is what I was looking for. Russia plans to roll out a digital ruble across all banks in 2024. I was really looking for the Hobai thing. There's some kind of buyout, and there was some kind of like offer, maybe it was more of like a handshake or like a verbal offer. Kraken's proof of reserve audits now supports XRP and ADA. That's cool. By the way, guys, I honestly don't trade on Kraken. I really have never traded on Kraken, but I do use Kraken kind of like a bank account. Right now is a very uncertain time for exchanges, and it's a very risky time to not have custody of your coins. However, there are, and this is going to sound crazy even as I say it, there are, in my opinion, two exchanges that kind of stand out, and Coinbase isn't necessarily one of them. Kraken released its proof of reserves audit, and they are incredibly backed. Binance, I believe, did the same, and they're incredibly backed. It's like 1.5 or 1.8 to 1, like way over collateralized. It's interesting because Kraken has been around forever. It's never necessarily been the big player, but whoever's running it, obviously same with Binance, they know what they're doing. Like, they are doing it, they're doing it right. And I think that's actually the testimony of why Kraken's still here, even though no one really uses it, is because they know what they're doing. Check out their proof of reserves. I'm not saying it's 100% safe to have crypto there, but I certainly feel better versus, I don't know, an exchange that won't offer a proof of reserves audit. Yep. I don't think I'm going to find this Strike app unveils a new Visa card. That's pretty cool. I couldn't find out if it was a debit or if it was an actual Visa. So I don't know how I feel about it, but anything like Bitcoin Lightning, I'm about. This isn't it, but this is the last one. This is a big one that I did want to talk about. Blackrock launches spot BTC private trust. It's essentially like an ETF. I mean, it's not an ETF in the same mechanics, but how long do you think it will take an ETF to be approved now that BlackRock is launching a spot BTC private trust? It would be a very interesting scenario where a Bitcoin spot ETF is approved in the US, but not to Grayscale, but to BlackRock. I have no idea what the fallout would be of that. It would be wild. Anyway, screw the news. I can't find really what I was looking for. Maybe it'll come to me. Something about how, by, and why that coin has gone up. We'll take a look at that chart in a minute. We were looking at Bitcoin Euro. That's actually the chart here, trading at 23.4 thousand euros, 24,000 euros being our major level, the equivalent on USD pair of about 28K. And it is just flirting. Look at, these are on like the weekly. You have 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests to that 24K level, weakening it. I know I talked about that last stream, but I'm going to talk about it again. I don't think my headphones are on. Maybe they are. I don't have the music on because I'm paranoid that that's been like messing with the connection. So far, the connection's been good. So far, so good. We only have 83 likes. And we have 500 watching. Please smash the likes, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't. Chat along with your friends. Chat along with everyone here. Engage with the stream. It will help us grow. That's the only reason our channel has made it to 62,000 subscribers. Never thought we'd get this far. It's because you guys engaging with the stream. It really does help. Yeah, 24K is about the equivalent of the 28K of Bitcoin. So I'm watching BTC Euro very closely. Now, this could play out 2 ways. The Euro could gain strength, which I think is probably a logical move here. The Euro took a beating, a long beating. Like if you look at Bitcoin and then you look at the Euro USD chart, Euro kind of had a similar last like 12 months to Bitcoin. Just beaten down from a high. It hit parity and then bounced. So we could see the Euro gain strength. That may put some downside pressure on this, or I have an interesting hunch. I've never seen this play out, but it would be interesting to see the Euro continue to lose strength and Bitcoin Euro then break through 24K. It would be interesting. I'm not sure we've ever seen this exact scenario before where another major currency pair is potentially sitting at a breakout point where the USD pair isn't. Obviously BTC Euro way lower volume than BTC USD. We would prefer it the other way around. We'd prefer USD to break out and Euro, it'll catch up. But if Euro breaks out, that might be a tip off that BTC USD is going to break that 28-ish K, that significant historic this year resistance. Previous support, now resistance. I have my alert set tight here on that one. We haven't really moved. Currently, yesterday's candle close is kind of cock blocked everybody. We had a nice, beautiful candle. Even the Euro was like tempting a close above 24K. By the end of the day, candle close red, gravestone doji. That's a very bearish candle. Like, if you want to do like Japanese candlestick textbook, that is a very bearish daily candle. However, we haven't really seen that play out today. Let's go back to the dollar. We haven't really seen that play out. Here's a fresh dollar chart. Very, very similar price action. The only difference really is Bitcoin USD came off a bullish engulfing daily previously, whereas BTC Euro didn't. We have a pretty thin margin here. We have a pretty thin kind of price control point. There you go. Very, very thin with $10. That's not even like a real number. That's a margin of error. Closing above 23,960, bullish engulf. And then I think we see a retest of yesterday's high. That could be over the weekend. It could be till Monday. These weekends have been really hard to judge. Most of the time we've just seen sideways trading and no real significant price action. But I'll remind you guys, it hasn't always been that way. And it is probably foolish to assume that weekends will always not be volatile. In fact, I would say probably we're going to see, if we see a break to the upside or downside here on a major pivot, I would bet that it starts on a weekend. I feel like kind of game theory that traps out a lot of potential traders. They have to wait until Monday open. Price has already like liquidated them, etc. Just don't get too comfortable. Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean nothing will happen. That being said, nothing could obviously happen this weekend, but I'm looking for a bullish engulfing close here on the Friday candle and then a retest of the high. I would really like to see a break. You guys know where my sights are set. That hasn't changed in the short term, 23 or 25.3. May's swing low. It was support, kind of. It really was only support on that daily low. The real support built from this area is more likely to be kind of around here. Maybe around the 28.6, where price consolidated as support and then fell. But I'm going to leave it at 25.3 for now. Yesterday came very close, and we were kind of discussing, I think it was on the 12-hour. I think we were discussing something like this. Let's bring this over. Is it this one? I don't know. It doesn't even matter where I take it from. It just makes me look good. I think I had it from here. The candle was green at the time, and I said it really wouldn't be surprising to see the 12-hour come back down if we close high, especially on the day. We didn't, but if we close high on the day and the next day come back test this as support. Here we are. It certainly was an ugly candle close, but I don't know. I don't find it very threatening. We have the exact same kind of, I don't even know what you want to call this. It's a curve. It's certainly a curve. Like it is not, it's certainly not a trend line. It is not a horizontal. It is kind of just an abnormal curve. The problem with curves, guys, you'll see these charts on Twitter and things. By the way, follow me on Twitter. You'll see these charts on Twitter where it's like, you'll just, I don't know, people will throw a curve on anything and like, it's parabolic. The curve tool is not really an exact science. It is very much just a visual like indicator or helper. You can fit a curve to anything, right? Like boom. I just fit this right here, and now this is like the most parabolic thing ever, right? No. If price, this is kind of what they suggest when I think that they honestly just like don't understand, but they suggest like, oh, if this breaks, then we fall out of it. I mean, eventually, yeah, if you keep trading sideways and you keep falling down, you are going to fall out of any trend. But just because price does this does not mean like you lose this parabola. So here is like even my my proof for you here. So I'm going to take this trend line. This is just a little alpha learning lesson, Friday learning lesson, full moon Friday learning lesson. We're going to have a lot of learning today. So this white line is just a diagonal, right? Just a diagonal line. This is actually a parabola. I'm going to blow your mind. This is actually not a straight line. I wonder if anyone knows why. That would be plus bonus points if you knew why. The reason that this looks like a straight line is due to our y-axis over here, our price. Okay? This scaling right here, this is logarithmic scaling. Logarithmic. So any diagonal is technically a parabola, is technically that curve. The reason it doesn't look like it is because we have fixed that by making our scale logarithmic. If we make it regular, I think TradingView will like automatically adjust these because it's snapped. But when you switch back between these, if it doesn't automatically adjust it, you'd be able to see that this is not a straight line. It's actually slightly curved up because originally it was placed on a logarithmic scale. So there's a little fun learning lesson for you. I just kind of get a little triggered by by people using the curve tool on Twitter. It's like, bro, what does this mean? Like, what does this really mean? Because you would have drawn it this way, right? You would have drawn it this way, and then that would have broke. So you just then did like this, and then if that breaks, you're going to get all freaked out and be like, oh, it's going to fall, but then it doesn't fall, and then you just end up doing it like this, and like this is not an exact tool. The curve is very much just showing kind of chart movement. It is not like a scientific tool, like perhaps a horizontal line is a pretty scientific tool, I think, when it comes to TA. This looks pretty. I don't really know what it's supposed to be. It's a swoosh. Maybe the next bull run is brought to us by Nike. I don't know. It looks just like a swoosh. We really don't have much more clarity versus yesterday. I just had the energy and wanted to go live. It's a full moon. I spent time last night and made that thumbnail, which I thought was beautiful. I don't know if you guys liked it, but smash the like button if you like that thumbnail. I made it. I was just feeling artistic for some reason. It doesn't happen often. We're really in the same position. I'm viewing this as a flat top with ascending lows. It's a pattern that I find favorable in crypto. I find bullish in crypto. However, I would really caution. Obviously, nothing I say is financial advice ever. This is just for educational and entertainment purposes. I would not trust the probability of like a pattern to something like what could potentially be a macro bottom. Maybe this isn't the macro bottom, but if you're looking at something and trying to identify a macro bottom, I wouldn't use a probability of like a pattern that simply. I don't think that would be a good trading style, but this is pretty much how I view it. We're seeing our lows come up. There seems to be kind of a flat resistance. I think that's pretty well described right here in that 23.9 area. We can drag that over and use our imaginations, and it's a pretty flat triangle. I guess it'd be like a flat top triangle with like 3 fake outs, right? Something like that. What did I want to talk about today? I was just enjoying life and enjoying going live and was just in the zone. So maybe let's do this. Let's look at some low time frames. Let's see what's going on. I'm just going to run through them really quick to get a kind of a scope. 5 minutes looking pretty decent. 15 minutes looking pretty decent. Neither super bullish, but I say they're slightly leaning bullish. 30-minute kind of is not what I was hoping. So leaning back bearish. 45 neutral. Hourly looking very interesting. I don't like that the VWAP's falling down here, but I do like that momentum is coming back to zero, and we do have a lower low in money flow, so we typically will look for this to roll over, which sucks. But if, I guess in the next few hours, this would likely be before today's close. I think that's probably the timing on this. If we see an hourly candle kick up, close high, we could correct this VWAP, and we could see money flow pull to a higher high, and that actually might be a go signal on the hour. As it is, though, we have a lower low after a lower high, so the 1 hour is looking to roll over, unfortunately. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. My air conditioner went off. I thought it blew the power. 2 hour, really the same condition as the 1 hour. We're just seeing our highs come down and our lows come up. We're seeing some coiling. 3 hours virtually identical. Dang, we were looking good here too when we had this higher high. How much time do we have? 35 minutes on the 3 hour crap. If you can close strong on the 3 hour here in the next 35 minutes, I think you see a little continuation into the end of the day. Could be a little preemptive. Could be preemptive to call. But why not? Why not be preemptive? Let's see. Make sure I'm still on logarithm. Oh, I'm on regular. I feel so dirty. Ugh, get that regular chart out of here. Okay, good. If we see the next 35 minutes and a strong 3 hour close here, short-term target probably looking for like 24.4. And just really simple, swing high to swing low, right back to your golden ratio, retracing your 618. Hey, air conditioner, turn back on, bro. It's way too toasty. Let's go to the 4. Very similar to the 3. For once, I kind of like the 4 hour. I usually don't like this time frame. Yes, we're coming off of a lower high. It's not a super clear signal here, and we're coming off a lower low. Momentum is giving us kind of a downside angle, but money flow did hit a higher high, and VWAP is coming up now to the 0 point with those lower time frames kind of pointing up, and that was, again, only out to like the 15-minute. That could be enough. We got 2.5 hours to close, and the 4-hour just closed a bullish engulfing candle. That's actually pretty solid. That's actually pretty solid. Look at this. Is ugly. Doesn't this just look like the most perfect Head and Shoulders you've ever seen? It's like someone painted it just for you to see. It's weird. 4-hour, man. In 35 minutes, I might have a better read on it. Let's just keep rolling through. 6-hour closing in those 30 minutes with the 3, and it's looking for a bullish engulf following the 4-hour. Money flow, though, down to negative, saying it needs more upside than just this bullish engulfing candle to have any kind of real momentum. Market cipher B, 12-hour momentum pinched. Not the best. Not the best, man. A lot of kind of neutral readings here. I think that in 35 minutes, we're going to have the 3 and 6-hour close. I think that's going to give us a little clarity. I guess we don't have to have high expectations. We'll actually have time to talk about the moon. The full moon. Kind of big summary of everything I just said. In about 30 minutes, we're going to have probably a solid short-term to like short mid-term projection for today. I need to see those 6 and 3-hour time periods close. For the day overall, really just want to close over 23.9. You can call it 24, but 23.9. Just bullish engulf. We definitely don't want to be painting red candles after this like just nasty looking gravestone doji. I guess you could call it an inverted hammer too, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't personally. All right. Something we definitely need to check in on real quick is the dollar. And as we check in on the dollar, I'm going to pull up the chat because I have not pulled up the chat. We have 150 likes. Man, people being stingy with the likes today. What's up with that? If you already liked, or feel free to dislike it if you don't like what you're watching. I don't know why you're watching it, but you're welcome to sit here and not enjoy it. Just hit one of the 2 buttons. It doesn't matter. Appreciate you. I think I accidentally just opened up League. Oh, please don't crash my computer. Please. Oh, Beth. Yeah, dude, I'm definitely not getting sound. Oh, Beth. 4 months in a row. What's up, my man? There we go. Yep, you heard the League of Legends sounds. Please don't DCA strike me, League of Legends. No, no, no. And people are like whispering me, no. No, 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 no. Okay, phew, that was a close one. We have 600 viewing, 170 likes, guys, if you could. We just need to get to 420 likes. After that, I will stop asking. 420 likes. That's our goal every day. We had 1 subscriber during this entire live so far. We're 31 minutes in. Weird. Ragheadvendra. Welcome, friend. If you're still here, probably it was 15 minutes ago. You might have tuned out already, but great to have you. Hope you join us again. And if you're still here, you're the man. Make sure you're in Discord. I don't know if I said it. Shout out to our sponsors. We're sponsored by Market Cipher and Femex. Links are in the video description below, above, etc. I use them personally. I recommend them. Both. There's my disclosure. Dollar. Getting a little bit more strength. So we were talking about yesterday potentially the dollar closing below on the week 104.72. There's 5.5 hours left in the trading day. It could still happen. It could still happen, but this is definitely not the candle that I was hoping to see. A little bit of retracement. Ooh, there we go. XXIZUX. I don't know how to pronounce that. What's up, man? Thanks. Man or lady? How about just friend? Welcome, friend. I'm going to set an alert on the Dixie for 106.05. That's the 618 retracement really locally. If it breaks above there, I think the odds of having this weekly close miserably like we wanted goes away pretty quick. But we haven't seen that retrace yet. We still could see it fall down. And a close below 104.70, man, on the weekly would be brutal for the dollar. It would be absolutely brutal. Look at this. I guess what I really don't want is it. Yeah, then my alert's good, right? So it's the dollar is currently looking at a bearish engulfed weekly candle. If it closes here, likely to find some resistance at 105.82. I want to see it close below 105.82. I want to see the monthly come all the way down to 104. Why do people only ever call me when I'm streaming? I want to see the monthly come all the way back down to 104 and close, and I want to see a nasty bearish engulf on the monthly. I think that's going to be a go signal for equities across the board. That would give us a red quarterly candle after a huge run up. Honestly, if the dollar closes below 104, what was the exact number? If the dollar closes this month below 104.74, I think its rally is done. I think it's cooked. It had a very, very strong, very like parabolic rally. Dollar doesn't do that too often. Would make a lot of sense to see it retrace, even if just back to 100. But to be honest, I'll leave it there. I'll just leave it at that. If we get a bearish engulfed monthly candle on the dollar, I'll be very excited. I said I would read chat and then I lied. I didn't lie, I just forgot. I'm really ADD. Let's see who's here. What's up, Beardy Day, my man? You were up late last night. We were chatting on Twitter. Oh no, YTK. Plenty of people here. 420 likes quickly. Let's play. Exactly. We can do it, fam. Together we can. Top stock gonna go. What's up, Jack Green? Emma Dio Silva. Echo, bro. I don't know what that is. Top stock 11's gonna go. I don't know what you're talking about, Jack. Where did... I got a sip of water. I got a dry mouth. I can't believe you only have 600 watching this channel. Is 1 million worthy, hands down. Oh, Nate, you were too kind, man. I'm happy with whoever's here. I'm happy if it's just you and me, baby. I'll be here either way. But I appreciate that. Bahoj Gopal Gupta says Bitcoin next year $1 and ETH next year 10 cents and BNB 1/10 of a penny. Those are some bold predictions, my friend. I hope it works out for you. I don't think I'll be following you on those trades. Sexy Ardra. Did we cover ETH? No, we didn't, but we absolutely can look at Ethereum. Ethereum's been doing good. We can absolutely look at Ethereum. We'll pull it up. Full moon trading, baby. Full moon trading. This chart's so busy. Ethereum is still putting on gains against Bitcoin. Dang. Dang. Yeah, well, we're going to jump into Ethereum here. Ethereum currently trading at 1900. That's pretty much the high of yesterday. And it traded 1950. Where are the sellers? I'm surprised. We did have this. What I really liked about Ethereum, I said this on the previous stream, is I really like on the daily, you broke a resistance. You essentially bearish engulfed it, but then you bullish engulfed it right back, and you have this neat little row of candles. It's actually a 3-candle long setup. But the reason I like it is because it's exactly at 1700, which is our exact major support that when it broke, Ethereum dumped into oblivion. It crawled its way back. I like that it's showing strength above 1700. It's looking good. Has not put in any kind of new high versus yesterday. Yesterday, not yet. But God, it could, man. Ethereum on Market Cypher B, look on the daily, other than VWAP coming back down, looks so good though. Your momentum just broke a high. You had at least 1 or 2 fake outs on the way up. Your VWAP, I guess, broke its previous VWAP high. Your money flow is skyrocketing. It's almost too good to be true. The only thing, and you know, we do charts here. I mean, I'm always bullish, but charts don't care really how I feel or what I do. So we always have to point things out when we see them, even if we don't like them. Ethereum is definitely looking strong. However, I do see a problem on our RSI. Let's see where that starts, all the way back here. The problem on our RSI is right here. We have essentially a double top. That could be a weak bearish divergence on RSI if it's a double top on RSI, but that's really not what I'm looking at. We are seeing a series of higher highs in price Price is marching up. It's breaking highs, putting in higher lows, moving higher. RSI is not. RSI is not moving with price. We are currently today and yesterday at the highest points in price since June, yet our RSI has not broken a new high. So I guess the problem is any kind of rejection here. And so this doesn't guarantee that we get a rejection, but any kind of rejection, and we haven't seen selling really yet, but any kind of rejection gives you a really gnarly bearish divergence on your highs. Really gnarly. And a day time frame is definitely not a tiny time frame. Bring forward. No, I want you in front. Bring to front. So we should be keeping an eye on this potential bearish divergence. Where it is in price, I mean, it kind of lines up. That's the consolidation. But here is the alpha, I suppose. So if this plays out, okay, we know pretty quickly. We're going to know pretty quickly that maybe this is no longer the great trade it was. 1700. This is the most important value to me right now for Ethereum. 1700. It can dump, it can flash down, it can even wick under 1700. But as long as it's not closing a daily below it, and if you're a more conservative, less risky or risk-averse trader, you could say if it goes under it at all, I'd probably look more like if you get a significant close, then you're out. Then you could just be out. It's amazing. That's literally what we did back here, back in May. I don't know who remembers. I took a long on Ethereum at 1700, and it was really not smart, right? It's like everyone was like, "Why are you doing this?" And I said the reason that I'm doing this is because I know I can get the entry, and I did at like 17 something, and I know immediately when I need to get out of the trade. So I can limit my loss, and I could, basically roll the dice. Maybe it bounced back up to 2,500 or something. I could make a sweet profit. But this is a really similar position where we have a super defined point in price that we can use to then be actionable. I just took along at 1,700. I kind of like arbitrarily, I think it was like 1,684 was the stop. Well, 1,684 hit and Ethereum dumped another 50%. So I lost that trade, but I lost, like, I don't know, a fraction of a percent because the stop loss was so low. And I'm suggesting that maybe, and maybe I'm wrong, but maybe that exact same value is here again to provide us with potentially a long entry or potentially a stop loss for an uncomfortable position. That potential bearish divergence on Ethereum's daily highs is something to pay attention to, for sure. For sure. Off the 20 daily. Ethereum just, it looks so good that it makes me nervous. Like, this makes me nervous. It's like, it looks too bullish. And almost every time I've said something looks too bullish or too bearish, it's done the opposite. I'm not seeing that yet, other than that potential daily bearish divergence on our highs. But this money flow rolled over beautifully. It's rocketing up. You have momentum remaining positive, and now you broke a high. It's like, it's all too good to be true. I don't know. It might not be too good to be true, but it's certainly in your face right now on the daily for Ethereum. It's certainly in your face that it's like showing strength. I guess I'll have to re-enable this alert. Ethereum under 1700 major support. Rip. I'll put my alert there. I don't even know if I have an upside one. 21. I'll put one at 21. Other than that, what do we got? So many greens in a row. It's like, how many red weekly candles did this close? 10, 11 in a row? And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it feels too good to be true. My opinion's really unchanged. On the daily, that can play out, that bearish divergence, but on the weekly, my opinion's unchanged. I still think, back when we were saying 1,700, people were saying Ethereum's not going to do that. You're hopium bull. I don't know. We were looking for 1700, but we're actually looking a little higher in the 21 area, maybe even as high as 25. But I'm going to settle with 21. I still think the weekly is going to play out like this. You know, that could mean that it falls. It could fall into the end of this week and then go up. But some kind of back test of 1700 after hitting a significant resistance. And for me, I'm looking at the golden retrace, the 618, 2100, and kind of this major weekly support level that we held and then broke April, May, June, July, June. For 3 months, just smashed it. Why am I getting so much spam? I'm getting more spam than I ever got before, and I got a lot of spam before. Are you guys getting mad spam? Ethereum on the weekly, that's the most oversold it ever has been, at least on, I think this is Coinbase. Yeah, Coinbase at 880. That was the most oversold on the weekly it's ever been. That's pretty wild. This would not be a crazy move. That's why when people were kind of mocking me for 1700, I was like, you guys are chumps. You just basically have your swing high, then you have a swing low, and you just look for, boom, right back at the 618. It's like, it certainly doesn't happen 100% of the time, but the probability is favorable in the right hands. In the right hands. You know what? I haven't looked at, this might be interesting. What's the Ichimoku cloud looking like? Actually, that is spicy. Where is this Kaijun? 22, a little bit higher than our 21 target. We're kind of looking as well on Bitcoin to test the Kaijun. Ethereum seemingly moving a little faster here, much closer, 2237. And we have a really weak cloud at the end of this month, huh? And when is the merger now? Like, you know, they'll probably delay it again. But when is it transitioning to proof of stake? Dude, well, I guess that's not true because technically they were talking about it 5 years ago. When they started talking about Eth 2.0 like 2 years ago and the date kept moving, like one of my first thoughts was they're just pushing this back so that they can catch like the top of the market. And I still think that's what they're doing. I think if the market tanks between now and September 15th, I think is the date they said. I think if the market tanks farther, they'll just delay it again. If the market springs back, I think all of a sudden it'll be done and they'll release it. But it is very interesting. They've chosen, you can correct me guys, September 15th on the weekly, our Ichi cloud, that's paper thin. Paper thin. It's suggesting very little resistance if the Kaijun, if the 2200 can be retaken. It's suggesting very little overhead resistance on a weekly time frame. That's pretty spicy. Kind of sucks because Bitcoin isn't in that scenario. I heard you're ready. Are you ready? Oh, you're ready. Mr. Sharknado. Member for 31 months. They won't let anyone short the NASDAQ right now. Wonder why? Did they halt trading? Wait, did they? We might have to look at stocks if they're halting trading right now. Yeah, one sec. This is why it kind of sucks. So I was saying how we have that really thin cloud in mid-September. Bitcoin, unfortunately, on the weekly, yes, this is not a thick cloud. This is pretty thin, but we kind of that pocket of opportunity that we see in Ethereum on our clouds, it's already passed on Bitcoin. I know, it sucks. But Ethereum holding out hope there. We've seen many times price just shoot through these little twists. I guess if it stays above 1700, we know where to look. All right. I'm done talking about Ethereum. I slandered Ethereum's name enough. Oh, I didn't eat enough today. And I'm drinking a terrible Monster energy drink. It's because I didn't have time to make my delicious energy drinks. 5 minute was looking all right, but it was like neutral all right. 15-minute kind of same thing, but they're both now leaning a little bit more in the bearish direction. Did we get our close yet on our 3 hour is the question, and 6 hour? 13 minutes. All right. Hasn't been half an hour yet. All right, sure. We are waiting on this 6 hour candle to close. We're hoping we get a bullish engulf. Hoping the daily closes up there as well. And on, is it the 3? And on the 3. We're looking for a strong close on the 3 because we want this VWAP to pull up, move positive. We want to put to use this higher high in money flow. We have a high, a low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, and potentially, if this closes, it doesn't have to move up much more in the next 13 minutes, just maybe a quarter, not even a quarter of a percent. Probably just like 50, I don't even know, $50. Almost at all. If it can close just at all higher, it's likely going to avoid that lower low that it might be painting here. That's likely to push VWAP up. That's likely to snap this momentum. And I think that the 3 hour starts translating out. That's the 10 hour. I haven't looked at a 10 hour in a while. We're going to go to that. Translating out and hopefully picking up some of these heavier or longer time frames, because 6 hour, despite a bullish engulf at the moment, is just not showing us. It's just not showing us strength. Money flow got smacked right back into negative. Did not make a higher high on money flow. Yeah, not loving it. Not loving that. It's not McDonald's. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm going to try to read chat again. Someone said something about Ethereum. I was like reading chat, and then someone said something about Ethereum, and then boom, just like my attention was gone. Just lost it. It's okay. I'm back. My buttons aren't working. Happens every stream. There we go. Make sure you're smashing those likes and subscribes. Oh yeah, Sharknado. So did they halt trading? Javen Patel. What's up, my man? Thanks for subscribing. Good to have you. Actually, you know what? Investing.com will know, but they'll also play me mad ads. Wall Street set for gains as signs of cooling inflation. Ed Barkin urges keeping rates high to avoid 1917 style. Ooh, that's actually kind of spicy. I'm not seeing anything about preventing shorts. Major indices. Pretty green day for stocks. Global stocks rise. U.S. yield falls as inflation slows. Delisting Chinese companies from New York Stock Exchange. Oil falls. Strong dollar set for weekly losses. Traders adjust rate hike back. I don't see what you were looking at, my friend. Of course, I am live and didn't plan on talking about it and didn't see anything, so I'm kind of on the spot. Why am I getting so much spam? Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I don't know. Can anybody back that up? Can anybody back up the Sharknado preventing short claim? Either way, man. Cheers. Cheers to 31 months, dude. I can't believe, like, I think you have the record. I think you have the record for the longest standing channel membership. Congrats. It's a big deal. All right, so this is a indicator on TradingView, and it's called Moon Phases. It's free. It's just on there. For some reason, the genius that designed it, decided to make full moons. Wait, did I do this backwards? I did it backwards. Maybe it's defaulted to mine. The genius that did this decided to make full moons dark and new moons like light, which doesn't make any sense, so you have to change them every time. So I just swapped them, because full moons are the ones you can see. New moons are the ones that you don't see, right? Yes. So we just went past our new moon in July, at the end of July last month. Today marks a new moon, or today marks the full moon. So let's look at the last few full moons, right? Right there. Right there. This one's not quite as good right there. Dang, this one was off. This one missed it. If we look at Bitcoin and we look at each, you know what might be even make more sense? Not show all of them at once and just show new moons, or just show full moons. Yeah, let's do that. That makes sense. There we go. That way we're not confused as to what kind of moon it is. And you know what else I hate? I actually hate this kind of growing and waning thing. So these white dots are just the days where we had new moons. Full moons. Wow, I'm terrible. You can go back and look at the chart. I made a video on it. It's older. It's in the playlists. It's the Bitcoin and moon correlation. And so I'm a science guy. I'm a math guy. Nothing about the moon makes me happy that I have to admit there's some kind of correlation. Does this mean the moon is controlling Bitcoin's price? No, of course not. But there are reasonable, logical explanations for why they may be in sync. First of all, most of the things on the planet are in sync with the moon, with the tide. Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch, right? I shouldn't give away all the goodies, but I will. Bitcoin's difficulty adjustment mechanism every 2 weeks. Between a new moon and a full moon is 2 weeks. 4 weeks is a lunar cycle, so 2 difficulty adjustments. Maybe it's more related to that. That was my reasoning in the video. I think that's the most logical thing. But what we do find, and I went back and looked at the data myself. I didn't just read an article or listen to somebody. I went back and I looked at Bitcoin's historical data, and trading by the moon, I wouldn't recommend it, but historically has a much better hit rate than many things you can come up with. It's weird. In general, full moons tend to see swing lows within about 3 days, plus or minus. I know that's a pretty big margin of error. On the other hand, new moons, the ones you can't see, tend to be near swing highs within about 3 days. It's really freaking weird, man. Look at this. These are now the new moons, which I wish it was the new moon now. That one was a little bit off. This one was a little bit off. They're not perfect. This isn't some kind of hack, right? This isn't a free money machine. But if you go back and look at it yourself, man, you will see it's uncanny. It's uncanny. It's undeniable that there is more than just random chance. There's a correlation. It's not pure random chance. Unfortunately, we got a full moon today, and that isn't the good moon. Now, again, even the best of correlations and the best of strategies are not 100%. We definitely have seen rallies during full moons. We've definitely seen dumps during new moons. But it's just so hard to disagree. Just look at how close these are. It's wild. We're on a full moon again. So if we were going to just go by the moon, we would say, well, it's probably bearish. Probably bearish. We did get a swing high. What's interesting to me, I guess, though, is we're kind of closer to a swing high than a swing low. I mean, unless we mega dump today, right? This last one was a good example. So I guess it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? They tend to line up with swing lows. However, guess what else has to line up after swing lows? Movements to the upside. You can't go up if you can't go down if you don't go up. You can't go up if you can't go down. So the less brutal the swing low we see here, if we don't see a very strong swing low, that could be a bullish sign. That could be interpreted that way. It's interesting. Go back and look at the chart yourself. Don't trust me. Don't trust some guy on the internet yelling about moons. The moon and Bitcoin. That's like the craziest crap I've ever heard. But just go look, man. It is more than just random chance. There is a connection. And according to people that I have talked to since I made that, apparently that is like a very old, like, kind of tradition in markets, is that people trade like, I don't know, astrological movements or moon phases, or I don't know. I don't, but it's hella interesting because it doesn't logically, like, why, the logic doesn't fit there. And we're in a realm of like pure numbers and pure math where logic typically rules everything. So I find it really interesting. I think people still make fun of me for that video. I should link it in chat. Started talking about the moon. Viewers dropped by 100. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I'll put the tunes on. We'll get them back. It actually kind of looks like maybe we had a little stream problem. It says no data. So they might have left because I was talking about the moon. Or they might have gotten booted like yesterday when we had like 650 watching and it booted literally over 300 or 400. It was pretty annoying. This was the first video I ever put a ton of work in. All right, I'll stop rambling about the moon. There's that video if you want to check it out. It's like 2 minutes long. What's up, Robert? How you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Saying smash the likes. Yes. Jack Green, what? You just keep saying top stock. Are you a bot? Are you just a top stock bot? Did you buy top stock and now you want other people to buy top stock so you can sell into them buying it? Or are you just a robot? Or both? Full moon, not new moon. What is a full? Yeah, I kept getting them switched back and forth, but new moon tend to be near low. Full moon tend to be near low. New moon, I don't know why I can't. It's because that damn indicator has them backwards in the coloring thing. I'm over it. We're not talking about it anymore. We're over it. Let's talk about Gina. Let's talk about Gina. Bro, you're short AF. Yeah, get some lifts. Get some lifts in your shoes. Nobody will know. Speaking of being short AF, we're still short AF. Nothing has really changed, though. We started the episode. We were down 8%. Trade's still down 8%. This is some sideways action, man. Ooh, thank you for reminding me. That 3-hour close. Thank you for reminding me. 1 minute. I was just going to be ranting about moons and shit. Thank you. We're a team here. It's a team effort to produce this quality. Can't do it alone. Can't do it without you guys. You guys are everything. All right, 48 seconds. Let's see. I want a little bit. I want come on. Just like a little. Bring it back up. End it on a green candle. Give us some hope. What's up, Rocky T? Good to have you, my friend. Bina. 369 heart. Nice. Welcome. Welcome to the fam. Everyone who's joining us, don't forget to jump in the Discord. We do live airdrops after the stream, so you'll get some Satoshis just from being in there for free. But really, it's just the best way to keep up with when we go live and stuff. Links in the chat. Check out all the links in the video description below, actually. Our sponsors, Discord, my socials. All right. 4 seconds. Not pulling the miracle. Didn't get the miracle. That's okay. That's okay. It would have been a little miracle-y if we did. Let's assess the damage. Let's assess the damage. So we did close with a lower low. That's poop. That is what I was hoping to avoid. That would have been like the best, like, ideal scenario, though. We still do have some things going on. This is not closed. This is still now a fresh 3-hour candle. So this means nothing until it closes, but we can start looking into it. Momentum does look to be making a very shallow low here. VWAP moving up. That should put upside pressure on our money flow. What we need now, though, because we broke our low, is now we're going to need a high. We're going to need to break our high, which is a bigger task. than just holding that low. That is going to be a pretty big demand. Hopefully we're going to see some low time frame convergence, whatever word you want to use. Hopefully we're going to see some bullish action on lower time frames that are going to back that up. So definitely wasn't the worst. But I was really hoping probably like, actually, we're so zoomed in, it's like hard to tell. I was definitely hoping for a little bit more. I was hoping that low would come up from it, but it just didn't make it. So let's check out the 6 hour. 6 hour closed bullish engulf. Now we have a very local support. Boom. Intraday local support off of that bullish engulf. 23,962. Could be an intraday place to take a position. Not financial advice. Can do better. Okay. I'll take the solid bullish engulf close on the 6 hour. We're seeing that now on multiple hourly time frames, a bullish engulf close. That's never a bad thing. Unless you're short like I am, then it's a bad thing. So the 6 hour, 3 hour didn't get that push that we were hoping for. So 6 hour did fall into negative money flow. It is very shallow still. We're coming off of a not very deep VWAP roll, but VWAP's coming up too. There's a lot of waving going on. There's a lot of kind of like delayed, I don't even know what the word is. There's a lot of energy. I think we get a move before the end of the day. You can see the shorter momentum moving average is starting to pinch with that longer one. We see that on the 3 hour down here, and on the 6 hour with really any significant move to the upside, we'll get it there too. That'll be some good compelling evidence, actually. That'll be good overlapping of evidence. Down here, that's what we're looking for on the 6 hour. Really just consolidation though, without that strong close that we were hoping for. Really just looking at consolidation, which isn't a bad or good thing. It's like suggestive sideways trading. The hourly bringing us some spice. I really don't want this to tip over, but we were talking about that earlier. We've been having lower highs, so this is looking pretty bearish on the 1 hour. Looking to roll over. However, money flow is kind of defying what everything else is saying. And if anything's going to defy everything else, it's money flow that I'm going to follow. If that money flow keeps trucking up, even if price goes down, but if that money flow keeps trucking up, breaks our high back August 11th, that was yesterday, breaks our money flow high from yesterday, that will be a very bullish signal. I don't really care what else anything is doing either. This would be a pretty nice fake out. And I think we would see 25. I think if that happens, we see 25, 25.3. I placed a little in-stream trade. None of it's financial advice. Trade at your own risk, know your risks, etc. Really simple play, though. Like, super simple. 3-to-1 risk to reward. You guys know I love 3-to-1. Basically, we had the 6 hour close. It closed bullish engulf. We said, all right, we've established a new local support. Price doesn't have to go there, but I would say more often than not, by the time the 6 hour candle closes, I bet it will hit there. Our stop, basically, I originally was just going to use 23.85 that we had, I believe, from the daily. Then I noticed over here this order block on the 6 hour, and I realized I could bring the take profit up a little bit, and I could bring the stop loss down just below that order block for a very classy 2.96, 3-to-1. We'll see if that fills. I think that could be a pretty slick trade. mean, it's Friday. There's a full moon. Something crazy has to happen, right? Isn't that like the law of I don't know, something? 50-minute money flow. Entered third. 50-minute money flow. Yeah, I'm not loving that 15-minute. You might even be able to... A smarter trader or a more patient trader might even be able to take something like this. I think I'm going to stick with this one as like my official trade of the day. TO the D. But with kind of the weakness on the 5 and 15, yeah, you might get a lower entry. Remember 23.9, 23.8. That's where we're looking to close the day for a bullish engulf on the daily. So Cub J, I like that, man. He said, I swear I wasn't going to talk about moons. He said, you seem to have it backwards. It pumps after a full moon, not dumps. So it's just an interesting question. We tend to see swing lows within 3 days of full moons. So I guess it's the perspective, you know, like, is it after it dumps, you know, goes obviously to the next side of the cycle, it rallies. Well, not that simple, but for just the sake of it, like, is it a bearish event or is it a bullish event? And I don't really want to argue either side of that. I think it's just an interesting kind of thought. It's like, okay, if you have a pretty predictable source of, like, not scheduled, but essentially scheduled out swing lows and swing highs, how do you view them? Do you view them like, are you trying to be like short into them, or you're trying to long out of them? Except, you know, I don't know. It's a cool thought. I like it. MNS 2003. What indicator is this? I use mostly Market Cipher. I do use moving averages, usually on higher time frames, and so much dumping has happened since November that higher time frames were just so far away from the moving averages. I haven't been using them. I also use MACD. I use RSI, but that is also included in Market Cipher B. I use Ichimoku Cloud. I'm trying to think, what else do I regularly use, guys? Clearly moon phases. That's clearly my favorite one. Your Psycho X calls on full moons and says hi. That's a swing low, buddy. The lunar law, I like that. Solar AB, I appreciate that, man. Thomas, his favorite buff, wrecked, non-financial advice Bitcoin astrologer. Thank you. That is just very kind of you. I like that. What's up, Ouija Punk? Is it even an event, or is it speculating? It's always speculating, Mr. Anderson. It's always speculating. Literally always speculating. It's Friday. Traditional markets are about to close in 2 hours. But we do tend to see moves. We do tend to see swing lows on near full moons. And it is Friday. Not every full moon is on a Friday. I'm going to guess in my maths, 1 in 7, probably. Something like that. Bitcoin always dumps around the full moon. See, some people want to talk about the moon. I'm kind of over it. The mist. We talked about that a good amount. It typically does. Within 3 days, more often than it does not. We see a swing low. But a swing low doesn't mean we go like under 17K. A swing low could be 20K. Could be even, I don't know, I would say like a 5% or more move really could be a swing low. And I just pulled that number out my ass. Like that, it doesn't have to be a doom or a moon scenario. But the more information and the more correlation we can identify early, the more of an edge we can get in our trading. And edge in trading is directly, that's profit. You get 1% edge, you have 1% profit. Always looking for edges. Saturday is Saturn's day. Usually bullish. What's up, Jeff? How you doing, man? I guess it's just like a whole astrology thing. I tried to get Marin. Isn't it Marin? Who's the girl? Really pretty girl, and she does like, I don't know, like only astrology financial stuff. I reached out to her when I made that video, but we were a much smaller channel. And I wanted to get her on. I wanted to like genuinely ask her, like not like mock her, like genuinely like ask her how she views these things. Because it's interesting. There's clearly something. It's not a magic bullet. It's not a free money machine, but there's clearly something to it. And I don't think there's really much, I think there's really much harm in learning about it. But she never got back to me. Never like ran across her. I don't think I was ever on ATB with her. Just never gotten to speak with her. So, hey, if you guys know her, put in a good word. William Gunter, what's up, man? Put some respect on that name. I love you too, man. Love you all. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So I went to the gym today, and you guys know I don't always go to the gym. I went to the gym today because I wanted to do something good for myself. And my task for you guys today, do something good for yourself. It doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if someone else doesn't think it's good for you or whatever. Do something that is good for you. Whatever that means. Only you can define that. That's your homework for this weekend. Find something good, do it for yourself. Make sure it's side reel Zodiac. I don't know what that means, Jesse. Are you making fun of me, or is that a real, like a serious comment? I have no idea. Congrats. I'm not sure what we're congratsing, but thank you, Sebcoin. Congrats to you as well. Congrats is a nice thing to say. Ryan Wright. Is that Ryan Wright from Twitter? If that's Ryan Wright from Twitter and you're just subscribing now, TaylorMade, does masturbating count? I mean, if you do that for yourself every day, no. Make it something special. Maybe like light some candles for yourself first. Put on a little music, you know, to love yourself tenderly. I don't know, just do something nice for yourself, man. Treat yourself. Like, it's not about, I don't know, it's not about like gluttony or something. It's just, crypto has been brutal. Life, F that. Not even just crypto has been brutal for the last like 9 months or whatever. Life as a human on this planet has been brutal for the last 2 or 3 years. And it's really easy to forget. It's really easy to forget about taking care of yourself, about doing nice things for yourself. So that's just, I don't know. That's like my reminder. That's my homework for you. Do something nice for yourself. Birdman video. Nice shirt. Okay. 9 months sucked, but dude, I mean, really, since 2020, life has been not so, I mean, like, I don't want to say life has been bad, but it has been stressful. It has lacked connection. It has been isolating. It has been threatening. It's been, you know, like all these negative emotions. I think it's important. It's important to do something good for yourself. And make it a habit. Will do. Good. Cryptogenic dude. Doesn't matter what it is, man. As long as you want to do it. As long as you think it's good and feel it's good. That's it. It does affect a lot of different things. Best time to harvest the magic dragon. Certainly affects living things. True story. So November, I live on a big old farm and we're surrounded by corn. And they chop down the corn in November. No exaggeration, they chopped the corn down so it's like you can't see really anything right now because it's so high, and it gets way higher by the end of the year. They chopped down the corn, and like within a day or two, Bitcoin like just was tanking from 69K. Like it was, I remember them chopping it down and thinking, that would be like some really bad foreshadowing if this was like a movie, right? Like cutting the corn, harvesting the corn. You won't get me this year. This year I know the harvesting schedule because I've lived here a year now. Exactly. You can't dump what's already dumped, right? What's up, boy Viddy? Zigdot. Dang, yo. I do not have that much time left, so I'll share with you guys what I'm doing and why I don't have my normal kind of absorbent amounts of time today to stream. So we've been streaming here for 3 years. Definitely very slow the first year and even slow the second year. But as of probably like 2.5 to like now, you know, this has become like a real business, like a real business. And thus, of course, I had to register a business. And so I'm actually meeting with I have to meet. I have to leave in 15. I have to leave in like 15 to go to the credit union to open up my business's bank account or something. I've never done this. I have no idea how. Like, I have no idea what. I don't know. I just know what documents I'm supposed to bring. I'm kind of excited about it. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Big step. Like, I started this and honestly, I didn't know where it was going to go. I just hoped that it paid my rent and that I wouldn't have to go back to crappy jobs. Somewhere along the line, yeah, we've built something together here, and opening this bank account is the first step to broadening that out, bringing people in, being able to make more content with more help. It's a big step. It's a big deal, and all of you are part of it. Even if, like, I don't know, this is your first time here and like you liked the stream or something, right? And you just gave it a thumbs up. Like, everything that this channel is because of you guys. Like, I'm on the camera, but I could be on the camera with the camera, with the camera off. Like, nothing happens. The only value here is that we have a community of awesome people, of educated people. We all have a shared interest and passion. Let's be real. We're all kind of like, we're a little nerdy. We're a little nerdy. We like charts, but that's the value. We've made something, and we're definitely farther than I ever thought we would get. I just never had expectations, so I'd never like put a goalpost. When we hit 50,000 subscribers, I was like, I've lost all concept of numbers now. Like, it's just going to be 50,000 until it's 100. And then once it's 100, that's it. You have all of them. Congrats. Thank you, man. I made Picture Me Rollin'. I love that name. Speaking of Picture Me Rollin', do we still not have goddamn 420 likes? 320 likes, we're not going to make it. We have 400 people viewing. We could right now get 420 likes if you hit the like button. Then we'd probably have like 500 viewing because we get a bunch of likes. Congrats. Yeah. What I was saying is, certainly if you're tuning in today and you've never seen, this is the first time you've ever seen us, probably seems really glamorous and like good. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I just look like an ass, but like, this was not an easy journey. Like, the first 2 years, we didn't have a following, we didn't have revenue. Like, it was not easy, and I have never worked so many hours in my life building whatever this is. I don't even know what to call it, but like, for 2 years I worked 7 days a week, 10 hours a day, easy. Like, easy. At the start of 2021, I was working, I don't know, I was doing like 70 one-on-one meetings a month, hour-long one-on-one crypto mentoring. Like, it might look good now, but like, we've gotten, thank God, knock on wood, like, we've gotten through the hard time as a channel, and like, now we're kind of in the cooler part. But it was not easy. I don't take it for granted. Like, I'm humbled by it every day, but it really is just you guys. Like, if you guys didn't tune in, there'd be nothing here. Like, it's about you. Here for you. Mr. Anderson signing up to be the bro. Right on. Well, it's a shame we didn't get 420 likes because I wanted to give out memberships. It's Friday. I want to do our membership giveaway, but we could only muster up, even though we have literally 420 watching, the perfect number watching. We only have 360 likes. I have to go to the credit union. You know what? Actually, I should make sure that, I'm not sure how long the Uber, the car is in the shop because it's a piece of crap. 1 second. Let me see how long this Uber will take me to get there. And of course, YouTube is not receiving enough data to maintain smooth streaming. Such viewers will experience buffering every day. At least we got through most of the stream. At least we got through like most of it. What the hell is their address? Okay, got it. Got it. Okay, it's not going to take as long as I thought to get there, so I don't have to like fly out. I don't have to like sprint out of the room. But I mean, it does look like our connection's bonked. I did so many tweaks today. Oh well, it's better than yesterday. Yesterday was just like savage. I don't remember what I was saying. It's been a long journey. We're thankfully, you know, at least through the hardest part of it, and it's all you guys, man. And we're turning this into something. We're turning this into something more. You'll get deets. You'll get deets eventually. Consistency is greater than motivate, dude. I feel that. That is the hardest grind of anything, like social media related. Is just like it's a worst day. You're having the worst week, and it's like you just have to put on that smile and you have to just go out there and do it because it's not for you, man. It's for them. And once you're passionate about something like enough, it really is for them, and it does make it easier. It honestly does. 380 likes. 40 likes. I've got like 5 minutes. If we get 40 likes right now, I'll just gift the memberships out and wrap the stream up. Let's do it. I have to pay for them. YouTube obviously like the revenue goes to me, but YouTube takes a cut, so it's like I'm just paying YouTube, really. But it's fun. I like it. I like it. I like the feature. I like to see YouTube keeping up with Twitch in some way. Like, seriously. Booted you out and you're back. It's good to see you, Honda, man. Yep. At least our connection stayed really stable for most of it. What's up, crypto military vet, my dude? Used to stream your channel years ago. It was nothing but music. Good times. Bro, I remember you, of course. Of course I do. It's weird. I have a crazy memory of usernames, probably because I played so many MMOs. Online entrepreneur and Alexis Miller, right on. It is not the easiest, but it does get better. It does get better. Let me know, Barry, ACTKS ambassador. Tony D, what's up, Tony D? Tony D, you need a wrench, man. You look good in blue. You look good in blue, Tony D. You have to go to your channel quick, make sure you're not a bot. Yeah, that passes. It passes. I see who you follow now, Tony. Head moderator, there we go. Welcome, new member. Yo, False Flags, how you been, brother? Good to see you. You don't come around enough anymore, man. Kevin is high. Well, someone's bragging. This guy running around being high, telling everybody. We only have 404 likes. So, unfortunately, it doesn't really look like I'm going to get to join you, Kevin. Unless we can get 16 really quick. Really quick, though, because I'm going to have to cut it. I really want to get 420. I really want to get 420, but I certainly cannot miss this appointment. It's like the biggest one. What's up, Plane? Hang out in RCC more? Okay. R-Man A, thumbs up all around. Brad Giedel. Rainy day today. I love rain. I wish it was raining here. Cheers to you, David. Svetlik. David Svetlik. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Pepperidge Farm. Remember when you ran over that hobo drunken back from the bar one night? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Maybe you buy a bag of cookies. Maybe Pepperidge Farm doesn't tell anybody. Have you set up an EIN? Yes. Who is this guy? I got everything. I got it all. It's all ready. I just have to open the bank account. Dib Dab Bullish. Legend, you're a legend, man. Jackie of the Carolinas. Wonderful Jackie. Is that a different Jackie from Nurse Jackie? Either way. Great to have you. Did we get 420? Come on, guys. 413. I literally have to go in 60. Like, I have to turn off in like 60 seconds. 7 more likes. 7 more likes, and then I can gift them out. We got to do it. We can do it. We're losing viewers because we're disconnecting and stuff. I know you can only like once. I know. You've done all you can do, warrior. Rest well. Known you've done the good job. One more. 419. 419. Come on, one more. There's one person out there. Boom, there it is. 420. Let's LFG. I don't like to say the F word because I like to keep it family friendly. Oh, you can gift just one membership now. That'd be weird. Why would I gift just one when I can gift 5? Well, start spamming in the chat, guys, because YouTube says it's random, but it says it's weighted toward people who engage with the live stream. So smash like, subscribe, type stuff in chat. I'm letting them ripped. There we go. There we go. 5 memberships going out. Ring-a-ding-a-ding. What's up? ZMG Custom Bruno M. All right, I gifted them, guys. Unfortunately, I actually have to go. David! Jackie! Robert! Wow. That was a good round. Those are good names. I have to bounce, guys. I love you. Congrats to the winners. Congrats to the winners. You're all winners. We're all winners today. Watch for the daily close today. DVR's enabled. You can go back and look. Really not a high bar. Full moons tonight. Keep the stops tight. Giggity giggity. That's what she said. I love you all, guys. I'll see you